All right. Swipe, swipe. That was for syncing the videos later. Today we're playing Evolved Mortar because I finally unlocked it. How it works is every month you can buy a wild evolution shard from the shop, and so 6 of those evolution shards gives you an evolution, and so after half a year I can finally play one. I decided to use Mortar because it's the most popular deck in the game right now. So yeah, I have no idea how to play it. We're jumping straight into ranked. It's not a good idea, but hopefully it works. Um, Guys, it's 2 a.m. in the morning. I don't know why I'm here. I just turned on the camera and I was like, let's record. Um, I have a lot of free time now that I'm graduated. Oh, that killed that. No way, that got the spirit too. That's too bad. I was like, what do I do with my free time now that I'm graduated, right? What can I do? And something I've always enjoyed was like making videos or like Twitch streaming. Like obviously back during COVID, I was doing some Twitch streaming and I was pretty successful at it. You know, me and the boys, we were streaming Zombs Royale. That was a good time. So now I'm gonna try and make more videos. But obviously not every video is gonna be me like playing a game. Like Clash Royale is just what happened to be in front of me when I was like, let's start recording. So here we are. I didn't even plan exactly like what am I gonna talk about. Oh shoot, this is not looking good. I didn't really plan what I was gonna talk about. I thought maybe I'd just talk about my day, but I thought about it and that actually seemed pretty boring, not gonna lie. I guess I can still talk about it though. Like this morning, I went to the nvidia career fair. It was I'm an engineer, right? So I was there. I was hoping to talk to some CPU people about a role, a particular role that I'm like looking to apply to. And unfortunately, they only had GPU people there, but they could still tell me a bit about like the interview process and what I could expect, right? So it's not like I got nothing out of it. But the entire reason I was there was they were raffling away a 4080 Super, which is like a really expensive graphics card. They were raffling one away to like only UT, right? So it's like, wow, that's actually pretty good odds for winning a 4080 right off the bat. But the whole thing was you were supposed to be there in person to qualify for winning it. And so a lot of people showed up, a lot of people were waiting, and me and my friends included, we were sitting there and having a good time. Except I had this feeling like halfway through. I was looking at the recruiter, I was like, guys, like she is checked out. Ain't no way she has the patience to like stand there, pull names, and see if like that guy's actually there to win the prize, right? So I had just like a sneaking suspicion. I was like, guys, there's no way. Like, even if you're not here, you're gonna be able to win. And guess what? That's exactly what happened. So she pulled one name. She was like, "Are you here?" He was not, and she's like, "You're getting it anyways." And that was the NVIDIA recruiting event. After that, I went climbing, which was a pretty good time as always. I saw Q1 and Henry there, which Henry I haven't climbed with since like 2 years ago. We used to climb like 3 times a week, and then we just stopped for some reason. So it was really nice getting to climb with him again. And then Q1 as well is always fun to climb with because he's just good. And then Jackie was there too, and me and Jackie climbed together, which, W times. Before that, what did I do before that? I watched a video on like the newest Oscar nominations for this year, and Oscars every year. How do I defend that? I need my log or something. That's too bad. Wow. Yeah. Wow, I was right. I had no idea what I'm doing, bro. Yeah, the Oscar nominations. Oscars are always a shit show every. Ooh, I got like a spirit there or something. It's always a shit show, right? But I always find at least like one or two movies that I haven't heard about beforehand to check out. So it's still like worth my time. Sorry, I needed to like burp there for some reason. Uh, and this year, to no one's surprise, Barbenheimer was like really sweeping everything, right? Barbenheimer was nominated for almost every category, and rightfully so because those two movies were like a great time at the theaters this summer. I've yet to watch Barbie to be honest, but I watched Oppenheimer and that was a good movie, right? Like it's not exactly my type of movie. Like I don't know if I'd ever watch it again. It was a little too dramatic, a little too like homework type vibes for me. Like I don't even know if that makes sense. Like I don't mean that in a bad way, but it just it was it took effort for me to watch it, I think. Especially since it was like 3 hours long or something absurd, right? And at that point, a movie is probably too long. Like the bomb went off, the nuclear bomb went off, and then the movie went on for another hour over like some court case that Robert Downey Jr. did a fantastic job of acting at. Wow. This guy loves WoW. Um but yeah, the cinematography was amazing, the acting was fantastic, and you could tell how much passion everyone on the team had for the movie, right? Especially like watching it, you're like, holy shit, not a single one of these shots is CGI at all. That's impressive in this day and age. Um, Another movie that I'm really glad got the nomination was Godzilla Minus One. That was probably my favorite movie of 2023. Like, it's not the Hollywood Godzilla, which is the MonsterVerse Godzilla with like Khan and everything. Those movies are all right. They're not fantastic, but I do enjoy them because I do like Godzilla. Um, but this one's from Toho, Japan. Godzilla Minus One, like everything's Japanese. Japanese actors, the language is in Japanese. Um, and it was also like it was just phenomenal. Like the characters were compelling, the story was engaging, very, very, very tense. Like you actually felt scared whenever Godzilla showed up on screen, which is not something every Godzilla movie has done before. So like most of the times you're just like, I love Godzilla. I want to see him wreck stuff. But in this movie, you're like, I don't want to see Godzilla wreck stuff because I care about the humans. And that movie was nominated for sound. Oh, I won. Nice. That movie was nominated for sound, and I know exactly, like exactly what moment that came from, right? There was a scene where Godzilla is destroying like the city, like Tokyo, for the first time, and he just lets his atomic breath rip, and it just eviscerates everything you can see. Man, dude, like in a theater, that was fucking badass. That was so cool. So yeah, I definitely recommend going to watch it, especially since they re-released it in theaters. Um, I got a legendary. Holy shit, Phoenix. Oh, okay. Well, that card's already maxed, so whatever. Let's keep going. He just lets it rip. That was such a cool scene. Um, and they re-released it in black and white to kind of replicate the old school Godzilla feel. Because Godzilla, when it came out, like color movie was still not a thing, right? And it's not like a lazy black and white too. They didn't just slap a filter on it and call it a day. They actually like went back frame by frame and tuned everything to exactly how they thought it should be done. So yeah, if you have a chance, I definitely recommend going to see that movie. Um, what else about the Oscar nominations? Mission Impossible showed up a couple times, which I'm pretty happy about because I'm a Mission Impossible fanboy. The only issue is the last three Mission Impossibles have been so ungodly good. Like the expectations for Mission Impossible 7, which is the one that came out this year, it was just way too high, man. Like there was no way it was gonna live up to those expectations. And so I did feel a little bit disappointed, especially since it was also part one of two, right? So maybe the second part redeems it. Um, yeah. Let's see what. Oh shoot, Disney, dude. That's a whole can of worms I want to talk about. Disney is so shitter the past couple years. It's honestly painful to watch. It's like, how could a company that has brought so much happiness and joy just suddenly decide to make everything shit? You know, like how does that happen? Star Wars, they've ruined. Like I think everyone agrees the new Star Wars is just not palatable. And then Marvel, after they acquired it, is also complete dog shit. And this year's newest victim was Indiana Jones. And I have really fond memories of Indiana Jones. I love the series because as a kid, I would watch it with my family. And when I say kid, I mean like 5 or 6 years old. Like I was young, right? And it's obviously not a kid-friendly movie. So what I would remember is my parents during the intense scenes, they would actually cover my face with a pillow. And that sounds bad now that I say it aloud, but it was like, you know how in the first movie the Nazis open the Ark of the Covenant and their faces melt off? Like that was a scene when the pillow came out. And then another scene was in the third movie when again, the Nazis drank from the Ron chalice, which he was hoping to be the Holy Grail. He drank from the Ron chalice, right? And he kind of just withered up into like a zombie or like a skeleton. And that was also pretty gruesome, especially for a child. So that was another pillow moment. But like now that I look back on it, those are like really fond memories, right? Because my family didn't watch movies all that often, especially not together. And it was Indiana Jones and Star Wars that did that for us. But now that both of those have fallen victim to Disney, like I don't even know what to say. And so I bring up Disney because this year finally, like the Oscars recognized how bad they are at making movies. Because they barely got nominated for anything. Like I think only Elementals got nominated, and that was like a formality almost for the animated feature. Mm, what else? Yeah, maybe people were saying maybe the Disney short film deserved to be nominated, but I guess that didn't make the cut. What else made the animated features? Oh yeah, the Ghibli film, Boy and the Heron, or How Do You Live? The Japanese name is How Do You Live. So that made the best animated feature for this year. I like that. And then Spider-Verse. Spider-Verse is another thing where I have a controversial opinion on. Everyone across the board seems to love the new Spider-Verse movie. I don't think it's all that good. Like I don't know what about it. Maybe it's something about it being part one and the story is not finished. Like when the story is finished and part two comes out, I'll look back and be like, wow, that was a fantastic time. But at least for now, I'm not too sold on the idea of the second Spider-Verse movie. But I do agree, the soundtrack bomb, and the animation bomb. Yeah. Um, I'm eyeing and eyeing a lot, and that's something I hope I'd stop doing in future videos. Just like as I get more used to talking to a camera, right? Because like even during Twitch streaming, at least I had chat to respond to. This is really me talking to a void. I have no idea how I sound. I have no idea how I look. I probably sound like a lunatic and look like a moron, but we talk about we work on that. We work on that. Mm, I don't. That's a card I play against so rarely. I don't even know what it's called. I think it's like Goblin Cage or something. And it's kind of annoying because it has so many hit points that the mortar will take 7 years to hit through it, and then the goblin comes out, right? And it's like Jover. It's like I actually can't win. So hopefully that freezes the giant. I mean the dragon. My Evo mortar. Have I even explained how this game works? So the evolution mortar is like every 3 cycles you get the evolution mortar. And what that means is on top of the mortar shot, it also has a goblin that spawns everywhere it hits. So it's kind of broken in the sense that if it connects to the tower, it's like 500 damage right there. Nice, that's gonna be tower huge. So I'm gonna start pushing the other lane. That way I can afford to be a little bit more relaxed in my defense. There's the goblin cage again. Yeah, that's all I've got for today, at least off the top of my head. Maybe something else is important and I just forgot about it, but I'll include that next time. For now, I'm just going to win the game and call it a day. Nice. We take those. All right, it's 2:30. I'm calling it there. Have a good one, guys.